Everybody, welcome back to Saints franchise here on Madden NFL 20 franchise mode. And in this video, we're going to take on the Minnesota Vikings in the first preseason game. But before we get into the game, I want you guys to look at how we have the roster. And Brian Ryan's going to get the start at QB. He's a superstar. He has loft dead shot, and he also has pocket elite anchor elite or something like that, where he could break the first sack on blitzing DBs. We have Alvin Kamara starting at halfback, but if he gets injured, guys, we're not looking too good at halfback. We don't have any money, guys. Fullback, I just signed Nick Bellore. He's a 10-year vet. He's 62 overall, but he fits the scheme. Michael Thomas, Cameron Meredith, Traquan Smith, Tayshawn Younger coming back. Jordan Humphrey and Austin Carr also here back as well. We had to sign Delaney Walker in the offseason. He's our only really good tight end. Alize Mack does show some upside with 82 speed, but not too good at route running. And he does have some catching traffic, can catch a little bit. And then Woody just got on the team when we signed him in the draft. So we're not looking too good at tight end. If Delaney Walker or Alvin Kamara goes out, and then Teron Armstead starting at left tackle, Andrews Pete starting at left guard, Eric McCoy, he's really blossomed to be pretty good. He's not a superstar yet, but he's on his way. A couple more games, he'd be all right. 79 overall. Right guard, we are really struggling at right guard. There's nobody in free agency. I could make a trade to get this right guard up to protect Brian Ryans, but we'll see how this happens in preseason. Ryan Ramczyk starting at right tackle. Starting at left end is Cameron Jordan. We also have Dylan Chapman out of USC. He'll be backing up Cameron Jordan, and Randy Gregory's back. He came to our team last year. We got him in the free agency, so we have him a little bit, but he's going to be backed up by Marcus Davenport out of UTSA. And then Sheldon Rankins and David Onyemata starting at defensive tackle. Malcolm Brown and this Terrence Mabian, and we also have Taylor Starworth on the team. Nick Vigil starting at left outside linebacker. AJ Klein's going to back him up. Both of these guys are just about the same in speed, but I looked at it, and Nick Vigil has better play recognition. It doesn't have better awareness, but better tackling, better hit power, better block shedding. So we need a run stopper on left outside linebacker, and with that block shedding, we could do it. Demario Davis is back on the team. He's going to be backed up by Nick Kwiatkowski and KJ Wright. Even though he's a lower overall than Manning Ingram, Manning Ingram has hidden development. KJ Wright has better play recognition and better hit power. He can force some fumbles or force some turnovers. And then here's our pretty much weak corner secondary. Only body good here is Marshawn Lattimore. Nick Nelson's here. Patrick Robinson, he's 74 overall, but he's 83 speed. He's really regressing. He's in his 11th season. Justin Hardy may need to move up. And Christian Campbell, 70 overall. So, like I said, we don't have any money, don't have any cap space. This is what we're working with. Chauncey Garner Jr. is going to start at free safety at 80 overall, backed up by Byron Washington. Von Bell had to move over from free safety to strong safety. He gives us the best bet. He's got a pretty good run support attributes, and he's gonna be backed up by Saquon Hampton. And our third down back is Alvin Kamara. He's gonna be, and our halfback is gonna be Alvin Kamara. I mean, Alvin Kamara is just gonna have to be the workhorse, guys. So I see you guys down at the field when we take on the Minnesota Vikings.
Standing by our commentator, Brandon God.
All right, so the Minnesota Vikings had a ball in the first quarter on the 14-yard line inside the red zone. Fake that. No, they do hand it off to Dalvin Cook, and he gets stuffed in the backfield by a swarm of New Orleans Saints defenders, and KJ Wright was one of them. And Kirk Cousins, QB for there's Dalvin Cook. I'm not sure if that's Kirk Cousins at QB. We have to see who that is. That's number 4. And Dalvin Cook receives the. Oh, that's Wade Bayless. That's Bayless. William Bayless. I'm not sure if William or Wade, but it's Bayless. So they're gonna have to set up for a field goal because they didn't get enough for the first down.
This position just continues to evolve.
And there's the kick, and it's good. After a field goal by the Vikings and after a field goal by the Saints, the score is 6-3. The Vikings had a ball on the 4-yard line, and they go into the end zone and hit Kyle Rudolph, I believe that is, number 82. And that is Kyle Rudolph. And he came back for another season and with the Vikings as well. He gets in the end zone. All right, so after a field goal by the Saints at the half, it's now 13-6, but the Vikings have the ball inside the red zone on the 16-yard line, and there's a pass and hits number 82, Kyle Rudolph. Black is now quarterback for the Vikings, and Black is in the gun again. 4 wide receiver set. And set up the screen. It's set up pretty good, but it doesn't go anywhere. It was stopped. So they're going to kick a field goal, try to go up by 11 or 10. And the kick is up, and it's through the uprights. Not bad for the Vikings here in this preseason. Raider. After a turnover by the Saints, Vikings kick a field goal. They're now up by 13, 19-6, but the Saints are in the red zone. Jacoby Brisset, play action. He's going to get brought down by Aruna, the left end.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it?
The right end, I'm sorry.
First and goal.
And he just rolled right into that tackle. Second and goal now on the 18-yard line. A lot of ground to cover. Jacoby Brisset scrambling out, needs to get rid of it, does, and hits number 80, that's Austin Carr, and he gets barely in the yard. He just got to the line of scrimmage. Third and goal now, and I think the Saints are just going to run this. No, they're going to pass, and going across the middle to the right side is looking for number 12, Tayshawn Younger, but he couldn't get open. After a Saints field goal, the Saints have the ball right back. It's still 8 minutes left in regulation in this preseason game. Jacoby Brisset dropping back a pass, going to the left side. Here's Tayshawn Younger looking for the end zone. Got brought down before the first down marker. It's going to be 2nd and 2. They're on the 4-yard line. And Jacoby Brisset in the pistol hands it off. And Evander Holyfield goes nowhere. Elijah Holyfield goes nowhere. Now Jacoby Brisset in the gun, 3rd and 4. Swings over to the right side to the halfback. He goes out of bounds. It wouldn't be too bad to kick a field goal here. They can go up and be down by 7. And the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. Saints have not been able to get in the end zone just yet. We'll see if that changes. All right, after a Vikings field goal, it's 22-12. Saints have the ball inside the red zone on the 13-yard line. Jacoby Brisset dumps it over the middle. It's Alize Mack, I believe that's it. That is. And now Jacoby Brisset going for the end zone, almost picked off, and then almost caught by a Saints receiver. But it wouldn't have counted. He caught it out of. He would have caught it out of bounds. 3rd and 2. Jacoby Brisset holding on to the ball too long, goes over the middle, hits his man, touchdown! And it's Lil Jordan Humphrey with his first receiving touchdown of the game. Saints finally get in the end zone. They're going to have to kick an onside kick. And the onside kick is set up, guys. And the kick is recovered by the Vikings. But the Saints have all 3 timeouts. And that's going to do the ball game, guys. Saints lose first week of the preseason against the Vikings. And they win by the Vikings win by field goal 22-19. Saints took too long to get in the end zone. The running game was stagnant. The passing game was okay, but they couldn't stop anything that the Vikings were trying to do. They were sufficient, and I think the Saints turned the ball over. Without that turnover, I think we had a good game. Amari Black at 14 completions on 18 attempts. 77 completion percentage. Will Bayless out of Arizona State, 5 of 6, 83 yards. Jacoby Brisset, 275 yards passing, 1 touchdown, did throw an interception, 28 of 48. And Brian Ryan's 50 completion percentage. So far, Jacoby Brisset's outplaying Brian Ryan for that #1 spot at QB. Alexander Madison, 20 carries for 79 yards. Alvin Kamara, 7 carries for 38 yards. Dalvin Cook, 10 carries for 28 yards. Receiving, Tayshawn Younger, we might as well move him up in the depth chart, guys. This guy's got the speed, he's got the talent, and he can ball. Alize Mack, 7 catches for 71 yards. And Austin Carr had 4 catches for 32 yards. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 3 catches for 30 yards. Matthew Days got involved in the passing game. Alize Mack and Ryan Ramczyk gave up sack apiece. Sacked by 80 Aruna. He got injured in the game, so. And Marcus Golden, left outside linebacker, in his 6th season out of Missouri, had a sack. Tackles for a loss, Sheldon Rankins had 2, and so did David Onyemata. Interceptions by Tim Galloway of the Vikings. First one was no blocks, no defense. Do have an upgrade, Trevor Moody. Gonna get an upgrade. We're gonna work on his pass protecting. If you're gonna back up Teron Armstead, you gotta have some pass protecting. All right, our next game is against the the Houston Texans. Real quick, we're gonna look at the team. They got Nick Mullen, 73 overall quarterback, 85 overall halfback, and Austin Eckler backed up by 82 overall Lamar Miller, and also 80 overall third string back Jefferson. Fullback is not too good. They got DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, and Cootie. And they got somebody named Espinoza, 73 overall. Eric Ebron's on the team, 87 overall. And the line is average. JJ Watt, 96 overall, still Philmonger. DJ Reader, 80 overall right end. Eric Armstead playing defensive tackle 80 overall, and Marcel Darius, 79 overall, backing him up. And Whitney Merciless, 75 overall, left outside linebacker. Bernardrick, McKinney, and Chris Curry and Zach Cunningham are all 80 overall, above an 80 overall, and they're middle linebackers. They're coming out to 3-4, so they gotta have the middle. They gotta have those middle linebackers. Jadavian Clowney, right outside linebacker, 96 overall. Cornerbacks are pretty good for the most part. Nobody really stands out that much, but I guess any one of these cornerbacks could start for him. Justin Reed, 90 overall, free safety. And then Tayshaun Gibson Sr., 77 overall, strong safety, and also the backup, Seward Craven, at 77 overall. So that's who we got to face in preseason. So if you haven't already, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn your bell notifications on, and also have the last video of this series in the end screen at the upper left-hand corner. Also have the playlist if you want to see season 1 and 2 and see how that unfolded. I have the playlist in the end screen at the bottom left-hand side, and also have the subscribe button. So without further ado, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.